couple seconds. It is 7 o'clock and I will call the meeting to order. First order on the agenda is to add a couple of, I guess.
There's no items to add.
No items to
I
add
just
to
leave
the
it there
agenda?
now.
Okay. So the next item on the agenda is public comments. Anything not on the agenda that people present or online would like to bring to the board, now is the chance.
There is no one online.
Anyone? Okay. So next thing on the agenda is the minutes of the previous meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Jamie and seconded by Cynthia to approve the minutes of the previous meeting 3 weeks ago. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, next item is new business. So the first item under new business is the school drainage update. I believe you're here for that, is
Yes,
that
sir.
true? Okay.
Evening,
Floor is
everybody.
yours.
Michael Fernandez, Bennington County Conservation District. How familiar is the board with this project?
Not a lot.
Not a lot? Okay.
Actually, I'm pretty.
He is.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
The rest of us, not so much.
So, very simply, these are both stormwater management projects, collecting stormwater off of 2 parking lots, a gravel lot and a concrete lot at Library here and Fisher Elementary. They're
Over there.
yes, over there. The status at this point is stalled. We initially produced estimates based on pre-COVID construction prices. We did at the time build in a contingency of an additional $6,000 into that budget. That has not been sufficient to entice any contractors to take the job. I'm still hunting. I've at this point contacted Trinity in North Adams, a few other local construction firms. If you, sir, have any particular suggestions on firms, I haven't worked on stormwater projects before, so I'm just casting lines out. At this point, if we aren't able to find a firm to pull the job at the current budget, I will be resubmitting this project through the new enhancement grants with a new budget estimate so that we're able to account for the costs. It's just having gone over the budget, I can see very easily, it's just cost of materials, labor costs are so much higher. I think it's relatively unlikely that I'll be able to find somebody by the October deadline for this grant, so chances are I'll be applying again in the coming months when the enhancement grants from DEC are released.
Were you trying to get all the projects done or just a few of them?
I was trying to get SW 10 and 11 done.
Okay.
Yeah, just those 2. We're hoping to do more of them in the near future, but these 2 were kind of the test balloons. And my predecessor, Katie Crumley, left the position. Then the grant manager at NRCC left his position, and it took them 6 months to hire a new guy. And by the time it got onto my desk, it had been like a year and a half, almost. So we're struggling on it, but if we're not able to get it done this round, we'll get it done next round. So.
Can you just for the board say which of those 2 projects are, what they are quickly?
So SW10 is the Fisher Elementary School project, and that is an implementation for stormwater runoff between Fisher and Cranfield Library. I believe that one, yeah, that's the gravel wetland, so just an infiltration basin with some plants. And then SW11, similarly a parking lot. This one at Cranfield Library. Canfield, my apologies. I don't know why, I say that every time. I don't know why I can't read that. And that would be a swale leading into a gravel wetland to allow for infiltration. And assuming that the supervisor union and the town are still copacetic with digging those out when they get filled up, that's the project.
So there's nothing in the parking lot up above the high school, or is that just one of the other projects?
This is one of the other
Sure,
projects.
it's one of the-
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
that was coming down the driveway where
Right,
it's
I know,
on
I
the
know.
front lawn, that one
Yeah.
is one. The two he's talking about is one behind the memorial.
Okay,
And
yep.
then in the lawn area between the library
And the
and
music
the red
school.
building.
There you go.
I have a map that I can pass.
No, that's okay.
And
I
we
got
also
it, I got it.
distributed these
No, I
when Jim
remember
was
it
here
anyway,
last
I
time.
remember it, I remember it, I just wanted to understand which
Yeah.
ones were live and
We
which
have, there's other projects that they've identified.
Yeah, there's quite a few, and we're, as soon as we can get somebody to agree to do the work, we'll be commissioning it. But I hesitate to say that this will get done this year. It's more likely that it'll get done next.
I think it's also the nature of the beast. Every contractor is extremely busy right now.
Yeah.
There's plenty of work out there.
Yeah, by the time they got us finalized contracts, even getting a call back for the RFP was next to impossible. I've lost count of the number of requests for this that I've sent out. So I'm hopeful that come fall time, I'll be able to reapply for the
next
whole,
year.
yeah, for next year, and we'll be able to increase the budget to fit what the reality of the situation is. They gave me an extra $2,000 of wiggle room, and it didn't budge the needle for anybody. Any questions?
One less than you got them all around here now.
Yeah.
I work at the school.
I guess we don't have, do you have any questions?
I don't, I'll be in touch with him if I have any questions, but.
Yeah, and Nick has my email address, so, and you all.
Yeah, you can all filter questions to me and I'll get them over to him if
Yeah,
there's
sure.
any need any further information. And all of these projects are in that stormwater master plan that Jim distributed previously.
Yep, and we'll just be working our way through that list over the course of the next few years, as they'll fund it.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time.
All right.
All right, the next item under new business is a liquor license, and it is for the Arlington Arts and Enrichment Program, EVA Arlington Commons. And
So they're
it's a
getting their own liquor license now, so they don't
Yep.
have to partner with anyone else, is the gist of this.
First-class club license. So if someone wants to make a motion to do that, all it requires,
I'm gonna,
okay, all it requires is a voice vote.
Make a motion to approve first-class liquor club license to the Arlington Commons.
Is there a second? Motion made by Todd and seconded by Glenn to approve the first-class club license for the Arlington Commons. All those in favor signify by saying
Question,
aye.
Dan. For
Yes.
clarity, that means they don't have to bring all the individual ones?
Correct.
That
This
is correct.
Yeah, so that'll make moot some of this like gallery get delegation that you guys had done
Yep.
previously. Yeah, this simplifies everyone's process a little bit better.
It just streamlines it.
Clarify it.
No, thank you.
And then it's a once an annual renewal, so. All right, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Any opposed? One abstention. All right. So the agenda calls for an executive session now, and we're going to move things around a little bit because it's going to be several items on the executive agenda, so we'll move the executive session to the end of the meeting and go ahead and do the orders now, so that in case our videographer needs to get home before dark in the possible flooding, we're gonna let him go early. So we're gonna move it around a little bit. So then I'll give somebody who wants to do the orders.
Well, you. I got them just to hand it to you.
Everybody, I believe that's.
You should have kept writing on the paper, it would have never made eye contact.
okay, so what do we have?
3 warrants.
It says ER expense, is this a special?
Let's see, is
That's
that is just the payroll. That's one that doesn't need a motion.
Okay.
That's part of the payroll.
This is part of the
That's
payroll?
part of the payroll.
Okay, never Never mind that. So this is
So everybody
Upstate
needs
Auto
to sign it.
Sales. So I will go ahead and sign it with my green ink and send it around. So Upstate Auto Sales, check warrant report number C-23-6 dated 7/5/23, the purchase of the Ford F-350 truck for, I make a motion to approve the check warrant report order for $17,550 to Upstate Auto Sales for that truck.
Second.
$17,550 even?
Correct.
Let's check on report what?
C-23-6 is from the capital
Yeah.
account. So there's the payroll one.
C-23-6. Is there a second?
I second it.
Okay. Motion is made by Cynthia and seconded by Todd to approve check warrant report C-23-6 in the total amount of $17,550 to Upstate Auto for the truck. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Now we're switching to the Arlington Water Department. I make a motion to approve check warrant report number WD 13 dated 7/7/23. And this contains items like repair supplies, water quality report printing, Otter Creek Engineering, various items like that, along with regular expenses. I make a motion to approve the total, which is $6,865.85 for the water department.
Second. Motion made by Cynthia and seconded by Jamie to approve check warrant report WD 13 in the amount of $6,865.85. And I will note that the repair of the lightning strike in Chisellville is included in their parts and
That's
pieces.
the supplies and moving the
The
excavating
pipe,
and stuff.
DFW wood
Yeah.
piping and stuff.
That's what I
And then
thought.
that last bit of Otter Creek Engineering, I'll flag as this brings to completion the engineering of the South Road compliance work so that it can be, that it was ready for permitting at the end of this month.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to approve check warrant report number 13 for the town of Arlington regular expenses dated 7/7/23. Notable items are fire department physicals, computers, ECRC for recycling, fire department maintenance, Sycamore landscaping for cemetery maintenance, highway truck maintenance, and regular expenses that are, on phones, electricity, and things like that. Motion to approve a total of $37,022.38.
I'll second it. I just have a roll. I see the dispatch.
Oh, yes, and the fire
Yes.
department dispatch, I meant to mention that for the town of Manchester. 250. 8,250.
So, motion is made by Cynthia and seconded by Todd to approve check warrant report number 13 in the total amount of $37,022.38. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Cynthia, you need to sign that one, and let me just check this one. There's a second page too, a couple of them. That one you got. And that one you got, so those are all good.
What are the options?
Jamie, you missed one on this one. This one? Yeah, that's good. Stuff this in, yeah, that'll work. Okay. So is there any other new business?
There's nothing else unless anyone had questions on my report. But it was a pretty par for the course week with work on pretty much everything. I think the report speaks for itself, and they gave me the project updates last meeting that have not meaningfully changed. So unless anyone had any comments on that, we're ready for the executive session.
Okay.
And mutual agreements.
We're gonna table that until next meeting.
The only one thing I would add is, so far so good, fingers crossed, knock on wood and all that. We haven't had much in the way of flood damage, and I think we kind of dodged a bullet. Culverts were all clear, nothing plugged, everything was according to Hoyle, but the river is very high, so it's not going to be a repeat of Irene like we had maybe thought it could be. So, but it's only about half of the rain that fell in Irene, so.
But remember, Irene's problem wasn't because of the rain we got, it was because of the rain they got.
Yep, up on the mountains,
And I also think that,
and the ground was saturated before it rained, Irene, so.
I think it's more saturated now, but I
it
think
is
that
pretty wet.
you and Keith Squires and past members of the select board deserve a lot of credit because we've been trying to upgrade the culverts gradually over time. I know there's still a lot of work to be done, which Nick has lined up for various parts of town, but
We've
we
been
really
getting a lot of
have,
it done.
we really have upgraded, so it's not that they still won't block, it's just less likely.
Just vigilance.
I'll put it this way, we were able to send people out mowing with the excavator today, not cleaning out culvert ends with the excavator today. So that, but yeah, we were reasonably confident in where we're at. Certainly not moving there.
We have 4 more days of rain coming this weekend.
I know, and we don't know what's happening.
Not all day rains unless
In
it's
Manchester right now.
But a thunderstorm could change that, yeah, we know. So, I will entertain a motion to establish the reason for the executive session as
Personnel and property.
personnel and property.
I make a motion to go into executive session on the grounds that premature discussion of a property and personnel issue would cause the municipality to suffer substantial disadvantage.
Second.
Motion made by Cynthia and seconded by Todd to establish the reason for the executive session as a personnel matter and property matter. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I
Any
now,
opposed? Go
sorry,
ahead.
I now make a motion to enter into executive session for discussing said personnel and property issue and to allow Mr. Nick Zias and who else?
Michael King.
And Michael King,
Fire
okay,
chief.
to remain in the room.
JVT.
I am going to step out.
Okay.
What about these guys that brought on my behalf?
We don't bring people in for a personnel.
Yeah, personnel issue is just one-off. You can't bring a group in. So,
I've talked to multiple chiefs and they told me not to come here alone.
I guess we don't know.
Still got a copy of it.
Yep. So it's probably not.
okay, so do you want to redo the,
No, you leave it the same.
motion made by Cynthia and seconded by Todd to enter into executive session for a personal matter and a property matter, and to allow Mr. Zias, the town administrator, to remain in the room, and Jamie Postian will recuse himself for the personnel matter, and we will call him in for the.
My motion said Nick Zias and Mike King. That's what my
Oh,
motion
I'm
said.
sorry. Nick Zias and Mike King to enter the executive session. Jamie said he would recuse himself for the portion of the meeting related to the personnel matter.
Do you want to amend your motion to just be?
Mike, you don't wanna come to the meeting?
Well, I'll come to the meeting, but I brought some people, I don't know what this is about. I've got hints about it around town. And I got some other members here that speak differently than what the members that you guys have been listening to.
Well, I would tend to agree that personnel matters are a one-on-one issue.
Come in.
Are you in executive session?
We will be entering into executive session momentarily.
Momentarily.
So I don't know what the protocol, but I just think it's important that we were
Yeah.
wanting to discuss a situation with Chief King, and I want that to be on the record in the motion.
Yep. So all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And we will not likely come out and make any decisions, so you're free to close up shop, and we'll just come out and adjourn and
Thank you, folks.
give it time certain.